I was on the Steve Harvey show, and Steve Harvey, who is going to call in at 5:45 and get the f***ing record straight.
The fact of the matter is what makes a great comedy special is if 100 people talk at the same time that you talking, are you saying something different than them people are saying?
No.
Because if you are, then you deserve a special.
When it comes to shining a light on the hidden side of Hollywood, no one does it better than Katt Williams. He has a knack for using comedy to reveal the truth about what really goes on behind the scenes, though not everyone is as familiar with him as they are with the famous Steve Harvey. We all know Steve as the perfect family man, always offering advice and counseling with a humorous touch. But what if I told you that there's more to him than meets the eye? What if his public persona is just a cover-up for his deepest, darkest secrets? Well, today is the day when Katt Williams spills the tea and exposes the truth about Steve Harvey. So, you're probably wondering what Katt has to say about Steve, right? Well, stick around because this gossip is too juicy to miss out on. Get ready for the reveal.
To be honest with you, Frankie, I didn't know nothing about this concept. When the promoter told me about it in October, I shot it down, because that ain't how I've ever promoted a show. You know, I've always been on tour with some real monsters, man. I toured with the Kings. You know, I've been on stage with Sid, DL, and Bernie Mac at the same time. It's always been a camaraderie. Right. You know what I mean? We're going out here to give the people the best show we can give them. And that's the way we've always promoted comedy shows. Now, you know, to turn this into some type of little beef, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't how I do. Now, you know, I done heard all of the YouTubes and I done heard all the interviews and all like that. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know, you want to sell a ticket like that, knock yourself out.
You've sold out concerts. You both have had huge gate receipts. You've sold out concerts in this town for years.
Hello. And it ain't finna be no different tonight. And I ain't never sold them out saying I was better than this one or that one. I just come in here on my own strength. And so tonight at the Joe, I'm going to do what I've been doing for 20 years.
Now, let's dive into the exciting world of comedy feuds between Katt Williams and Steve Harvey. These two famous comedians have had some serious disagreements since 2008, and now let's go back in time to where it all started. It all began when Katt Williams publicly challenged Steve Harvey, claiming that he could dethrone Harvey as the king of comedy during an upcoming New Year's Eve show they were both headlining. Just days before the performance, Steve Harvey appeared on Jamie Foxx's radio show and mentioned that he had planned to take the high road and ignore Williams' challenge. Before the showdown, Jamie Foxx played a recording of Williams disrespecting Harvey. Katt's words hinted at the upcoming clash, saying, "I want to apologize in advance for what's about to happen. But once you step on that stage, Steve, your time as the king of comedy is over." Talent naturally finds its own level, my friend, so get ready. You might need a team of writers, maybe 6 or 7 of them to even stand a chance. Steve Harvey then calls in and says he's baffled by the whole thing. "I've always been cool with Katt. He said in an interview that back in LA, I didn't know who he was." Harvey told Fox and crew, understand, I didn't know who he was when I was on the radio in LA. He hadn't been in any movies or anything, and the brother was just not that known. He was talking about me in the clubs, and I just asked on the radio, whoever Katt Williams is, to call me. He called me. We straightened it out. We became friends. We've been cool ever since, so I thought. But when the big night arrived, Katt Williams came out swinging, delivering punches aimed at Harvey's comedy reputation, and even his clothes and hair. Addressing the crowd, Katt Williams said, "Let's give it up for Steve Harvey. He's one of the best in the business, but he's not ready to face what I have to offer in any way." You see, Katt Williams didn't start his career with fame and fortune handed to him on a silver platter. No, he had to build his comedic empire from scratch. Starting in Avondale, Cincinnati, he honed his craft by performing stand-up comedy in various venues across the country. From the lively streets of Oklahoma to the vibrant stages of Oakland, Katt fearlessly delivered his routine, perfecting his unique style along the way. But it was in the scorching summer of 1999 that fate smiled upon Katt Williams. He secured a major breakthrough by winning the prestigious Cedric the Entertainer's Anheuser-Busch Best Los Angeles Comics Award. This accolade propelled him into the spotlight, opening doors to opportunities previously unimaginable. In 2002, he electrified audiences with his unforgettable portrayal of Money Mike in the hit film Friday After Next. And let's not forget his captivating appearances as a regular guest on Nick Cannon's wildly popular television show Wild 'N Out. Now, let's shift our focus to the renowned Steve Harvey. He's widely recognized as the epitome of a devoted family man, always putting his loved ones first. But according to Katt Williams, there's a hidden side to Steve that he wants to expose. Katt claims that Harvey is nothing more than a fraud, masquerading behind a carefully constructed facade for years. According to Katt, opinions about Steve's comedic prowess vary drastically depending on who you ask. Some hail him as the most successful comedian of our time, while others dismiss him as a comedian who fails to elicit laughter. It's an intriguing contradiction that begs us to delve deeper into the accounts of those who have voiced their criticisms against Steve Harvey. While he may come across as a nice man to the public, his staff has a completely different story to tell. After all, who better to shed light on the true character of a person than those who work closely with him? Recently, a leaked memo exposed Steve's alleged harsh treatment towards his staff. The memo read, "Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I ask to speak with you directly. Do not take offense to the new way of doing business. It is for the good of my personal life and enjoyment." These words paint a startling picture of a man who may not be as pleasant behind the scenes as he appears on camera. But this isn't the first time Steve's behavior has attracted media attention. Back in January 2017, his talk show sparked controversy with a segment that made fun of Asian men. And let's not forget the summer of 2015 when he set Twitter ablaze with a homophobic rant during one of his shows. These incidents reveal a side of Steve Harvey that is far from the image he presents to the world. And let's not forget the long-standing rumors surrounding Steve Harvey and his treatment of his own children. There have been whispers that he neglects his biological kids while showing favoritism towards his adopted daughter, Lori. But what adds an extra layer of intrigue to this tale is the accusation of being hurtful to his children. And shockingly, the alleged victim is Steve's own biological son, Winton. According to police reports, Winton suffered from physical maltreatment, resulting in bruises and even difficulty using the restroom for several days. Surprisingly, Steve Harvey was never officially named as the responsible party for these disturbing acts. However, the narrative took a dramatic turn when Steve's ex-wife, Mary, decided to break her silence. Despite keeping quiet about the incident for years, a heated argument with Steve in 2013 pushes Mary to finally reveal the truth. She courageously spoke out, defying her previous agreement not to discuss the matter publicly. Mary points directly at Steve, accusing him of being the one who harmed their son. The revelation shocked the media and sparked widespread discussion, with fans and critics questioning Steve's parenting choices. And it wasn't just Steve's son who has suffered from his actions, but his ex-wife Mary has also experienced a great deal of trauma in her relationship with him. In court documents, Mary accused Steve of causing harm to their child, tormenting her, conspiring against her rights, kidnapping their son, breaking their agreement, and intentionally causing her emotional distress. But that's not all. Mary goes even further, claiming that Steve has murdered her soul. According to Mary, in 2005, Steve allegedly took their 8-year-old son without her consent and prevented her from seeing him during scheduled visitations and holidays, which were mandated by the court. Mary says that the stress and pain of this situation were overwhelming and beyond what she could handle. But here's the interesting part. Steve Harvey won a significant legal victory against his ex-wife. A judge dismissed Mary's $60 million lawsuit against Steve, ruling that it should have been handled by a judge in Texas, where the divorce took place. Now, this isn't the first time Steve has faced legal troubles involving an ex. There was another former partner, Terry Smith, who took legal action against the comedian. Smith claimed to have been in a 9-year relationship with Harvey and wrote a book titled Men Will Lie When the Truth Will Do, which detailed their relationship. Allegedly, the book contained information that could harm Steve's image as a clean-cut, likable Christian. As a result, Harvey and his company, Big City Enterprises, found themselves embroiled in a dispute over the rights to Smith's book. Are you starting to believe Katt Williams' allegations? It seems like there may be some truth to what he's saying. Perhaps Steve Harvey isn't entirely the man he portrays himself to be. Many fans now agree with this viewpoint, but what are your thoughts on the matter? Do you think Steve Harvey is a fraud? Share your opinions in the comments below. As we eagerly await more updates, be sure to watch our upcoming video where we reveal even more shocking details. Stay tuned for the latest revelations.